My dear students, in this class, we are going to learn about the structure of heart and the mode of circulation. You know that study of heart is called cardiology. Heart is located in the center part of the thoracic cavity in between the lungs. You know that human being has closed blood vascular system. There are two types of blood vascular systems, namely open blood vascular system and closed blood vascular system. In human being, you find closed blood vascular system with arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carry oxygenated blood, veins carry deoxygenated blood. And heart is a pumping organ. Heart pumps the blood with specific pressure. And this heart is located in a space that is present between the lungs. The space that is present between the lungs is called mediastinum. That means in the thoracic cavity, heart is located exactly in the center. That space is called mediastinum. That mediastinum is present between the lungs. But it is slightly directed, slightly tilted towards left side. So such a heart, which is a pumping organ, is of the size of one's own fist. And it is surrounded by one membrane, and that membrane is called pericardial membrane. That membrane is called pericardial membrane. Here you can see the heart, and this heart is surrounded by one membrane called pericardial membrane. And this pericardial membrane, it protects the heart. And apart from that, heart is protected by one more bone called sternum, which is called a breastbone, and this is the membrane. And the pericardial membrane includes pericardial cavity, which is filled up with one fluid called pericardial fluid. And this pericardial fluid reduces the friction during the heartbeat. And you know that heart never undergoes fatigue because it is made up of cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles are immune to fatigue. So this friction during that heartbeat will be reduced by the pericardial fluid. And coming to the structure of heart, and the heart contains chambers. Human heart is a four-chambered heart. It is conical in nature. And upper chambers are called atria or auricles. Lower chambers are called ventricles. And the atria, that means auricles, are separated by one septum. That septum is called interauricular septum. That means the two auricles will be separated by interauricular septum. Whereas like that, even ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. And between auricles and ventricles, there is one more septum, and that septum is called auriculoventricular septum. And this auriculoventricular septum is not continuous because the blood has to flow from auricles to the ventricles. So on the left side and also on the right side, there are certain openings in the auriculoventricular septum, and these are guarded by certain valves. The valve that is present on the left side, here you can see the valve that is present on the left side is called mitral valve. This is also called bicuspid valve. Whereas the valve that is present on the right side is called tricuspid valve. And these valves are responsible for creating one sound called lub during the heartbeat. You know that heart beats lub dub, lub dub, lub dub like that. The first sound lub is created by the closure of these two valves, namely mitral valve and tricuspid valves. So that is about the basic structure of the heart. So heart is located in the center in the thoracic cavity. That space is called mediastinum, and it is protected by the sternum, that is a bony structure, and it is surrounded by one membrane called pericardial membrane. Heart is made up of cardiac muscles which never undergo fatigue during the lifetime of an individual. And pericardial fluid is responsible for reducing the friction. And heart is four-chambered. Upper chambers are called atria, and lower chambers are called ventricle. So auricles are separated by interauricular septum. Ventricles are separated by interventricular septum. Both auricles and ventricles are separated by atrioventricular septum, and there is one opening on the left side and another opening on the right side of the auriculoventricular septum. Left side it is guarded by mitral valve. Right side it is guarded by tricuspid valve. And coming to the circulation, let us show the circulation method. So let us come back to the diagram. On the left side, oxygenated blood flows. On the right side, deoxygenated blood flows. Oxygenated blood circulation is called systemic circulation, whereas deoxygenated blood circulation is called pulmonary circulation. At no point in the heart, both the systemic and pulmonary circulations will meet. At no point they meet. That means they never meet during this process of circulation. Hence, this is called complete double circulation. That means on the left side, there will be always oxygenated blood, and on the right side, there will be always deoxygenated blood. And there is one node which is nothing but a modified muscle, and this node is called sinoauricular node. Here you can see on the top, sinoauricular node. This sinoauricular node acts like a pacemaker, because you know that heart beats continuously. The beat is initiated at this particular place. That means action potential for the beat is generated in this particular area called sinoauricular node. Hence it is called pacemaker. Nowadays, if the pacemaker is damaged, that means if it is impaired, artificial pacemakers can also be installed. So coming to the circulation part, I already mentioned that there is both systemic and pulmonary circulations. Now let us see. Lungs are the centers of oxygenation. From lungs, pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood to the left auricle. Normally, veins carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary veins are the exemptions. So, from lungs, oxygenated blood is dumped into the left auricle through pulmonary veins. Later, this oxygenated blood will reach the left ventricle. From left ventricle, the oxygenated blood through systemic aorta will be pumped to different parts of the body. Here you can see to different parts of the body it is coming. Let me enlarge. So here you can see the left ventricle pumps the blood into the systemic aorta, and from there it is shunting to the different parts of the body. So that systemic circulation purpose is over. After that, the oxygen that is being pumped by the blood into the body parts will be utilized by the respective body parts. Later, it gets deoxygenated, and that deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body will be transported to the heart through post-caval and pre-caval veins. That means post-caval and precaval veins collect the deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body and dump the same into the right auricle. Here you can see right auricle. From this right auricle, it comes to the right ventricle. From right ventricle, through pulmonary aorta, it reaches again lungs for the purpose of oxygenation. So here in this entire circulation, you can simply understand that at no point of time systemic and pulmonary circulations meet. Hence it is called complete double circulation. So this is about the structure of heart, functioning of heart, and circulation. And the heartbeat is lub and dub, and this lub sound is due to the closure of bicuspid and tricuspid valves, whereas dub sound is due to the closure of semilunar valves in the systemic aorta. And like that, pacemaker is the area where the heartbeat is generated. Hence our heart is called myogenic heart. I hope that you have cordially received my lesson. Thank you very much.